All right. Hello, everybody. We're back yet again with another episode of Section.300. Thank you guys for tuning in. Joined with my boy Alec Foster as usual. And today, as I got my brother here, but also it's a family affair. My cousin Raphael is here as well. And I appreciate you for coming on. You are a coach at Fortune Early College High School out there in Sacramento. And you know the game. I learned a lot. A lot of what I've learned about the game has come from you. So you definitely know your stuff. And first off, actually, I know pre-show we talked about wanting to get into the CIF and all the things that are going on there. But I'm really intrigued about your school that you're at right now and how that's going down. So can you talk about your school and the birth of it and what it's all about?
Yeah, well, like you said, I'm at a charter school called Fortune Early College High School. Mm-hmm. It's out here in the Sacramento area. It started about 10 years ago with just the elementary schools by our founder, Margaret Fortune. And there was just to address a need that there was a lot of, there's a huge achievement gap, for the African-American community. Mm-hmm. And so, she wanted to put something out there to close that. She was actually my principal at Sac High.
Okay.
And, so the whole goal of our school is to close the African-American achievement gap. So most of the students at our school are African-American. We have one of the most diverse teaching staffs that you would see, out of our 8 different principals at our different campuses, about 6 of them are Black, and so it's just, a different look. And so our high school started 3 years ago. It's getting ready to go into its 4th year. And what's special about it is that our students we're partnered with the local junior college. So our kids actually take high school and college courses concurrently, and if they complete the program, they actually graduate with their associate's degree for free. That's awesome. So, that's getting them ahead of the game and things of that nature. And so, with that, a lot of people didn't think it could be done, especially when you talk about a lot of kids who are from the inner city. And so, we wanted to be able to dispel that notation that, Black kids can't achieve at a high level. And Definitely. So, not only that, but then also have different programs like sports and things of that nature, because there are other schools that do this model, but typically they're housed on a college campus. They just focus on the academics. We wanted to actually create an actual high school environment where, you still have your rallies and things of that nature, but then have this high academic model attached to it that is available to the Black community. So it's tuition free. The students just pay, they just pay for their uniforms. So it kind of has like a private school feel, but public school price. And so, that's the beauty, of it. That's why I got involved with it. I've been working for the school going on 4 years now, and I've been coaching here for 2.
Awesome.
And how long has the school been around?
Yeah.
So the entire system, a little over 10 years. The high school, like I said, started about 3 years ago. We're actually going to have our first graduating class this year. And so we've been growing really, slowly but surely. The first class, there's only about like 25 kids in the senior class. I want to say about 12 of them are on pace to get that associate's degree. Some of them are going to get college credit, but they might have transferred in late. So they might not get the full thing done, or some opted out and just are doing the A through G model where they'll be eligible to go to a 4-year, but they didn't do any of the college classes.
Got it. With that, going towards the sports side, does their eligibility get influenced at all by going that route?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it actually does not harm their NCAA clock. Okay. So theoretically, let's say we have a scholar who gets a college basketball scholarship or something like that. They still get 4 years of eligibility. More than likely, they'll graduate in 2 years, and now they can potentially get their master's paid for because they still got another 2 years of eligibility left. So it does not harm their clock at all. We confirm that with the NCAA personally.
That's awesome. Yeah, and now as you continue going to the sports side, sticking with your school, how has it been getting talent over there? I saw last year you guys had a pretty good season. So just talk about that team and its birth and how you guys have been doing so far.
Oh man, I love it because one of the things about it is just we believe in the product. I mean, I've been a part of programs where it's kind of like I'm coaching, but it's kind of hard to talk about the school because that there's some issues, and it's kind of good timing where there's a lot of people who are starting to realize that they need more for their kids, and so there's pros and cons. So, for example, for a charter school, you're not just automatically enrolled into our school just because you live down the street. So everybody has to be advertised to, in a sense, recruited in a sense to come to the school. But on the plus side, we're not a part of any school district. So it doesn't matter where you live. You're eligible to come to our school as long as you're a California resident.
Got it.
So, we got a lot of kids who are from, we got kids from all different areas, Del Paso Heights, Oak Park, Elk Grove, all over Sacramento. I mean, we even have a kid who lives in Stockton, which is about 30 minutes away from the school. And so, there's a lot of opportunities from that. So we're pretty young. Last year, at one point in time, we started 4 freshmen. It was our first varsity season. But we had a couple guys, but I mean, most of the team were freshmen and sophomores. We didn't have any seniors. And we had 2 juniors. Awesome. 2 juniors. And the rest of the team were freshmen and sophomores. We went 24-5.
That's awesome.
So, it was a great season. We're looking to really challenge some of the stronger schools, and we're definitely going to be up there within 2 to 3 years.
I like that a lot. Now to the thing that has thrown everything off course a little bit. This coronavirus thing has taken over the world and has thrown sports off in a major way. Me and Alec have been talking a lot about the professional level in regards to the bubble, the NBA, WNBA, and the NFL stuff that could be happening. But on the high school level, things are changing as well. And there's the CIF just announced, I think a couple weeks ago, that a lot of sports are now shifting. Pretty much all the fall sports are shifting to the spring. Right. So from your perspective, how big of a impact is that switch for this upcoming season?
It's always going to be an impact. There's pros and cons to it. For me, there was a lot of things that I was happy about the announcement because, of course, before that, we didn't know if there was going to be any season at all.
Right.
Was it going to be just league games? Was it going to be combined with the football season, which would have been stupid? So there was a couple of things that were announced that I was pleased about. We have the opportunity to have more of a full season.
Right.
It going to the spring is different, but there's advantages to it. For me personally, I like to develop. So now you're giving me more time to develop my players. I got a young team, so that's a plus for me in terms of being able to develop and really get our guys used to the speed. Because we'll even have a couple freshmen this year on varsity, and so so that's a couple pluses. Some of the things that make you worry is, will guys be burnt out? There's going to be a lot of training. Some guys will be playing some other sports possibly in the season beforehand. Typically you're allowed to have 28 games in a regular season.
Right.
We're probably not going to go the full 28 games, because this is going to be our first year we can go to playoffs. And so, I don't want our guys getting burnt out going into playoffs and then we lay an egg. So that's something that is a worry. And then a lot of things that many coaches are talking about is they put on hold the rule that you can you're allowed to now play club sports during the season.
Okay.
And so that wasn't allowed. So this year, theoretically, if you wanted to do AAU during the season, there's no rule saying that you can't. And so, some coaches are kind of like worried that they might not have their kid, the full season or something of that nature. I think it poses a challenge for teams that probably have no chance of making playoffs and JV and freshman programs, because they don't have playoffs.
Right.
So, you might have some kids that, like, right towards the end might decide to go to this tournament with their AAU team.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't think it's going to be that big of a challenge, especially if you have a program that's in line for going to playoffs. And so, especially for us, I don't see that being a big issue. I just know that there's a lot of coaches talking about it. And then also, how does that work for recruitment? Right now they're saying the state championships are supposed to happen in June 19th.
Right.
Theoretically, guys are already committed and planning on going somewhere by that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how does that work? Is there going to be another extended signing time? Those are some of the questions that guys ask. And then also, how does that align with out-of-state games?
Mm-hmm.
For the big-time programs, are other states going to be pushed to the spring? Are they playing in the winter? Because then now you got schedules that don't align. So, those are things that makes it tough. To me, I think the good outweighs the bad personally, because, I get a season. That's the biggest thing, is we get a season.
Right.
I can deal with some of those other things later. And, for us, we're a young team. Our school doesn't have football. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to worry about the football overlap, because there's a big overlap for football, because football doesn't end until like April. Right. And the first games can start in March for hoop.
I will ask this though. While there's not really overlap there, and your school might not have it, a big thing, at least I know there is down here, it might be the same there as well, the whole 7-on-7 scene during the offseason football, could that be an interference where guys are going to football tournaments on the weekends and coming back as well? Could there be crossover there as well?
Well, I think everybody's still trying to figure out what they're doing with their schedule, because now, basically from now all the way till December is technically summer programming, so summer season. So, you're going to see a lot of kids doing 7-on-7 AAU basketball probably all the way in November, October, December. Right. They'll probably be doing that all the way till then. And that's something that could pose a challenge for some programs, and in terms of what's going to be healthy amount of distribution. Because the thing is, though, now players can play multiple high school sports in one season. Right. And so, coaches, in a sense, have to share. Unless you had a program that all your players play just football and all your players just play basketball, or track and field. Some of your sports might just die off because you don't have enough athletes. We are a small school. We have to share athletes. There's going to be some kids. So there's going to be some kids on the basketball team that are going to play, that are going to do track. Volleyball is going to be one of our sports during they call it fall, but it's winter time.
Right.
So, we're going to have volleyball going on, but also cross country. And so those are some of the things that we got to, manage and make sure kids ain't getting burnt out, but we need to be able to share athletes to make sure that it happens, so that's going to be it's going to be interesting. We don't have as big of an issue because our sports are really just kind of starting. But, I know that if I was back at my old school, this would have been a huge issue.
Right. Got you. I guess someone to ask real quick.
Yeah, you briefly mentioned recruiting. I was wondering if some of your guys are getting recruited for college play yet.
Some, they're still pretty young, I would say, like I said, last year we started 4 freshmen. Like our 2 star players are twins, and they're 15 years old. you know, and so it's a little early. They definitely have college potential.
Okay.
For sure.
I'll ask this then. Can I ask this then? Just in general, from a broader view, what is the recruiting scene like out there? Because we're out here in LA, we're full of all the Sierra Canyon and stuff like that. On your side, what does that seem like?
It's heating up. I would say it's heating up. I would say this freshman, gonna be sophomore class, is probably one of the most talented classes that I've seen in this area in a long time. You know, I mean, the star player at Monterey Trail is a freshman. He already has offers. Star player at El Camino is a freshman, and there's another guy that just transferred over there. That's his grade. You know, there's a couple guys there, you know, a lot of young guys. So you'll probably start to hear, I would say, like that class of 2023 is deep. You know, we came off of a class that wasn't as strong. And so it's starting to heat up because, you know, and also there's more guys that have gotten into training. You know, a lot of guys who are taking it a little bit more seriously. You know, unfortunately, you know, I have to say this, you know, I'm a Sacramento native. You know, one of the issues we got is a lot of people who are stuck in mediocrity, you know, and so a lot of programs are stuck in mediocrity. And, you know, we have, like, you know, of course, like a Sheldon, that's a strong basketball school, Folsom, strong basketball school. Sac High used to be, but Coach Swafford, once he left, it kind of started dipping. You know, he's actually our athletic director. He's the one that got me to come coach at Fortune School. And so I think that you're going to start seeing it kind of more on the rise in the next coming years. And then, you know, and guys are starting to actually figure out the model. Because, you know, I got my start at Salesian High School out in Richmond in the Bay. And they had a full-on system of how it works. You know, they were sending guys to Division I, Division IIs on a regular basis, you know, and in the Bay Area, there's a lot of programs that kind of have that model. And then there are kids that have seen this kid do it, and they know exactly what needs to be done for them to make it. Sac, you don't see it often because you get a kid every now and then go, but everybody didn't really kind of see how that worked. So you got a lot of people who think they know how it goes, and it has nothing to do with actually getting recruited. You see a lot of people do some stupid stuff, just being real. And you'll be like, that don't work. That don't work at all, you know, and you'll see some talented kids go nowhere because either they didn't know how to get the exposure or they didn't have the right kind of grades. You know, they didn't know that you had to take these kind of classes. You'd be surprised how many kids didn't know and how many coaches didn't say nothing to them. And so
it sounds like your school is trying to fill in those gaps for sure.
What was that?
It sounds like your school is trying to fill in those gaps for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You know, that's why I'm really excited because, you know, we're still in our incubator stage, but, you know, I mean, the model, the infrastructure is there, the opportunity to build it. I mean, you know, we won a tournament out in Carmichael, and we played Highlands High School. Highlands started 5 seniors. Here we come with 4 freshmen and a sophomore and beat them in the championship. It was hot. They was hot.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's a couple of our uncles' alma mater. So I got to rub that in Uncle Dan's face.
That's a good feeling.
Face. You know, so Foothill's next.
Got you.
Foothill is next.
Awesome. And another part that you talked about with these kids, a lot of them not really having the exposure. And again, me and Alec, we're down here. We are surrounded by all these big schools that get all this media coverage all the time. How you guys talk about just the difference out there and getting them seen, just knowing that you have talent there and getting them the exposure that they deserve.
Well, you know, things have changed because, of course, you know, with social media has given a lot of opportunities for guys to be seen where they don't have to, really rely on their high school program.
Right.
It's just the most. So, like, for example, the Bay Area, you got guys going left and right in the Bay Area. So that's done and happens. You know, SAC is kind of catching up on that aspect. And I think it's just more from a competitive standpoint because, like, for example, Sacramento, we got a bunch of high schools. There's just a whole bunch. So sometimes the talent gets kind of watered down because everybody's here, and here.
Right.
And then they'll do well here, and then they'll see, a team from like the Bay where they got this whole AAU team went to this high school. Because in the Bay, for the most part, private schools rule. Your Salesians, your Bishop O'Dowd, St. Joe, De La Salle, they run things, and the private schools. There's not a lot of private schools, and they're really for more of like the wealthy families. So the talent is really in the hoods, and so they go to and those kids really could care less about going to like a Capital Christian or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's why we have the infrastructure to really be talented because we're not charging the tuition, and so I think once you have a school that really starts dominating, it starts forcing other people to start kicking it up a notch and things like that. And I mean, a lot of times it's just a stigma. Everybody thinks all the talent is in SoCal. I mean, basketball, y'all got us. I ain't gonna lie. Basketball, we gotta catch, but we run y'all in football. Let's just get this straight. We run y'all in football. We do.
All right.
You don't believe it?
If you say so, go ahead. I'll let you talk your stuff.
Hey, listen.
Right now.
Look it up. I'm not just gonna say something and just say it. Look it up. In the last 10 years, NorCal has won more state championships than SoCal.
All right, I hear you. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I'm just saying.
Stuff you got it. I hear you.
I'm just saying.
And we're gonna let the game talk for itself. We're gonna see going forward.
I'm saying, like I said, we got to catch up on the basketball end because we get dogged in hoop. We get dogged in hoop. I mean, we got a couple programs that can do some things, but I mean, you look at it in terms of football. I would say out of the open division has been around for like 12 years now. We won 7 of them in football.
So that's pretty close, but okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying now if we want to go all of them, we're more than half. It's look it up. I'm telling you.
All right, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue.
Hey, see, my cousin knows. He knows big cousin know what he's talking about.
But with the disparity though, let's go into the pro level. We can talk about that a little bit. And down here, we got the Clippers and Lakers looking real good. But up there, the Kings and the Warriors, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with the teams up there on the pro level?
Warriors is 1 year.
Yeah, the Warriors will be nice next year.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. The Kings is just bro.
Yeah,
it's management. You know what I'm saying? Like first of all, the Kings I would say. First of all, Kings don't know how to draft. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'll get you on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Kings have a hard time drafting guys that pan out. They've had a lot of first round picks that ain't even in the league anymore.
Because they drafted Bagley over Luka, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
now, okay, right. I would admit that I was kind of with that pick at first. And I understand this too. I was with that pick, and we got a mutual friend. Tucson was dogging me, right? Tucson was like Luka from the get go, right?
Yeah,
I said Bagley, and my rationale was Bagley was more of a fit for that vision they seemed to trying to go towards to that fast running gun. With Darren Fox, they had drafted Harry Giles too. So I was like, okay, I understand that was a fit. Who would have known the man was going to just start getting injured on a regular basis? He don't look like he cares. I mean, how you break your foot 3 times?
He can rap though.
He rapping though. His music is all right.
Listen. We listen to Dame. We listen to Dame rap. You know what I'm saying? But no, sir. First of all, Bagley is y'all guy. He's from Soak. He's from Phoenix.
Yeah,
He's y'all guy anyway.
We don't play him though.
I'm trying.
You guys don't play? That's cool.
No, I'm trying to root for y'all, man. I'm with you. Alex on my head about that. I'm trying to root for the Kings, man.
Yeah, Garrett.
I am too.
It's too much. It's too much right now.
There's I mean, because the thing is though, the Kings do a lot in our community.
Mhm.
You know, and it's funny because and only Sacramento people, especially Sacramento hood folks, really know we still to this day love DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Because one, like, I mean, he was always at high school games, you know, he was always showing support at camps and youth programs, things like that. There was a kid who actually was murdered out here. He paid for the funeral, you know, like people love DeMarcus Cousins, man. He's misunderstood, man.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
Definitely, yeah.
Misunderstood. People think he was a crybaby. No, he just don't like losing. And y'all and the Kings put nobody around him that fit his game.
Right.
So, you know, like they dogged him. But I get it. I understand. You know, we got a nice stadium. We need to start making some moves. I mean, Vlade should have been the European whisperer. How did you miss out on Luka?
Right.
Like, that's what made me not like him. I was like, look, if Vlade ain't sold on him, he must not be that good. That was my mindset. Like, if Vlade don't want him,
something's up. Got you. So, another thing too, there's a few free agent classes that are coming up. There's some nice guys, rookie or under. Excuse me, I'm getting my words all mixed up. Upperclassmen coming up into the next drafts and things. They're on the way. What will it take to get another star in that building? They gotta develop. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about small market franchises, you gotta know how to draft. You gotta know how to develop. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta give a franchise like OKC, who just knew how to draft.
They have a great GM. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? They knew how to draft. You know, I mean, if you look at the Spurs barely traded or grabbed guys off of free agency and made their franchise. It was off of drafts. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers can just sign people. Right. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers are the Lakers. Right. They can just sign folks. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with Sac. You got to create. I mean, even the Warriors. The Warriors, all of their star power for the most, aside from KD, drafted by the Warriors. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I think I was at your house when KD, when they announced KD was signing to the Warriors.
Yeah, I was hot.
You remember that? Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. Like, I mean, listen. I lived in Oakland for 6 years, and when I was there, Warriors was trash. So, you know, I didn't go to Warriors games like that, and I saw the whole shift of Warrior mania. There's not as many Warriors fans as you really think. Like, we already became Warriors fans.
The bandwagon is crazy.
They remind, you know, they're like Niners fans. They're like Niners fans. You know, they hide in the brushes, and then when the Niners, they're like, Niners, you know. And so, but I mean, you got to give them the respect. Like, to me, I saw that as more as homage of the culture of the Warriors. When you create a great culture, people want to be a part of it.
Yeah, right.
So it's like you know, people were hating on the Warriors for getting KD. Listen, if you can get the greatest scorer in the league, why would you say no?
Right.
You know, so I just thought KD was like, bro, you lost to him, you gonna join them? Not what I would do. Not what I would do.
Understood.
You know, he could have went anywhere else.
Ever.
You know, and then he's mad why everybody hate on him. Like, he mad like they didn't fully accept me.
You had to know
together for 5 years before you got there. What do you mean you ain't gonna have that closeness, and you don't hang out with nobody? So that's your fault. Nobody like you at OKC. Nobody like you here. They barely like you in Brooklyn. You on the team still.
Hey, I'm one of the few men that's trying to root for him. I hope things continue to work out for him. So we shall see.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they win one, they probably still gonna say that's Kyrie team.
Yeah, we know how it goes. They always gonna try to poke at him because
I don't even see them winning one.
He takes the bait every time. Yeah. He takes the bait every time, so they're gonna poke at him no matter what.
I can't see them winning one. I mean, I don't see them beating the Lakers or the Clippers or a healthy Warriors.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't see them beating the Bucks.
Mhm.
I think him and Kyrie just wanted to be somewhere and happy. They wanted to be somewhere.
They're friends.
And watch, I'm putting this out there right now. They're gonna get mad at each other. And
It's coming.
It's coming. That blow up is finna happen.
Yeah. It's bound to happen.
It's finna happen, and it's probably not even gonna be their fault. Somebody gonna just say something about one person said so and so, and then the other person just be like, "What?"
Yeah, Kyrie is like an odd thinker, and then KD is super sensitive.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Kyrie. Yeah, I agree. I think Kyrie's gonna say some kind of, grand wizard type of philosophy type of thing, and then KD's gonna say, "What you say about my mama?" And it's gonna be over. It's gonna be over. And nobody passing to nobody.
He might have stayed in Golden State if Draymond didn't ruin that relationship.
But what did Draymond say?
It was fact, but you can't.
Yeah, let's be real. What did Draymond say? Draymond says, "Look, we was good before you was here, and when you leave, we still gonna be good." What did he say that was untrue?
In the middle of a game, though, you just go.
Hey, when you start telling me what to do, I've been running this team. And listen, Draymond brought KD, so
listen, he cried in the parking lot for him.
Listen. If I'm the guy who organized this dynasty, I know. I've been on some rec teams where I know I wasn't a dude, but I was a part of the team that put it together.
Right.
And if you start telling me what to do, I'm gonna be like, bruh, I got you here. What you talking about? I could go get another dude. I know you know, but I got rings without you. I'm gonna get some more rings once you did.
Yeah.
So yeah. Listen, man, that's just street ball talk. You know what I mean? When you on the park and somebody start trying to sun you, okay, all right. I need to put you on that right now, so you just know who it is. I am still rank wise. You might be talent wise here. Rank wise, I'm still up here.
Gotcha.
That's what Draymond did. I got no problem.
While we're on the topic, do you have any predictions for this bubble that's going on right now? Who you got winning in this tournament that we got going right now?
Lakers.
Lakers are winning it?
Lakers are winning it because of one particular thing. LeBron James. LeBron James knows that this is a smooth sailing to a ring. He knows this is smooth sailing.
You watched the game last night?
Can I get a quick timeout?
Okay.
Wait,
okay.
Please.
That's okay.
Please.
I get it. That boy looking at it like, look, I'm not worried about Steph.
Time out.
All right, go ahead. I'll shut up.
I was not expecting that. Jesus, man, LeBron. We're Lakers guys. We like LeBron, but at the same time, we're realists. There are times when LeBron he ain't as great as people claim he could be. So we definitely see him, and as Laker fans, we hope that he gets the job done. With all the talk that's been going on, with all the build up, now having AD, we would love to get the job done. But I don't think it's him, just because he's here, the job's automatically sealed.
That's not what I was saying. It's not just because he's here.
Well, you said one reason, LeBron James.
Listen, because it's the same thing with and I'm not putting him on the same level as Michael Jordan. But see, Michael Jordan, it was more of like, look, I'm winning a championship, and who's coming? Because if you are not coming to win a championship, here's the door. Bye. Get out.
Bron is 3-6, so that's not the same.
Bron getting all the moves.
Alec, the Spurs came again, and the Warriors came. Mavericks came. A few teams came, and he couldn't really.
No. But listen. I mean, when we all know there's regular season game, and then there's playoff game.
It's a little different in the bubble, though.
Basketball is basketball, bro. Once you get into basketball mode, pavement, bubble, out of the bubble, on the moon, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Once it's time to get that bucket, to get that win, there's certain type of people that are about that, and there are certain people that ain't about. Now, we have yet to see if AD is about that. We haven't seen that yet in playoff world, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying that it's clear cut. I just have to go with.
Sure sounded like it.
I mean, it's not. But listen. I'm gonna be like, I just, I've thought about it. I was like, look, when it comes down to playoffs, man, it's just gonna come down to like who really wants it more. And I know he watched that Last Dance documentary. I know he watched it, and it's about that.
It happened.
Huh?
He's the one that got pushed up. He was asking for it the most. He was trying to see it. So he saw it.
Saying certain guys they get turned up to another level when the ante gets raised.
You don't think Giannis gets turned up?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah,
he does. For sure.
Honestly, I think we're both with you too. I think we both think.
I just have to see the rest of those guys. I think Giannis is like it becomes Giannis and where's my team?
Yeah,
and so because he got a squad.
Yeah,
Giannis got a squad. It's just, are they a playoff squad?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Are they a playoff? And I mean, and listen, I still believe that, the NBA still drives the narrative on some of these things. They need LeBron getting another one so they can start having this GOAT conversation.
They already had the conversation. I think it's more of the next star and making Giannis that guy. That would be that's where I thought it was going.
Yeah, but no, I mean, they've seen what happened when they got a championship in Milwaukee. Nobody cared.
But how long ago was that?
I can't even remember
that was Oscar Robertson and Lou Alcindor, and they never made that mistake again.
Way back,
they got him out of there. Guess what they did?
Does not count.
What did they do? They took Lou, made him Kareem, and put him over at LA.
All right, we gotta change the subject. We're into Kyrie territory. We're
getting nuts.
Series are a little nuts. The last thing,
Kyrie gonna start a Negro League.
Oh my God! Oh, listen, no. We're done. Okay,
Kyrie, man.
The last thing I want to ask you. You have the Raiders head on. What's your prediction for the upcoming season? You guys ain't having your hope for the?
Okay, listen. I'm a Raiders fan. I'm not a Raiders fanatic. I am a loyal fan. I know we still need some time.
I didn't ask for a Super Bowl prediction. I said predictions in general.
I think it's gonna be weird just because of the fact that it depends on who's really getting a chance to train. Because I don't really know what's going on in terms of from a training standpoint. Because also the thing is the Raiders stars are young. Mm-hmm. Aside from Derek Carr, but I mean, everybody else is first, second year guys, and so. I think there's still a couple. I think there are a couple guys away from having a playoff season. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to be competitive, and I am one of those guys who's from being an Oakland resident, hurt from them leaving Oakland, but also see the bright light of being in Vegas because. Right. I love Oakland, but I also know it's hard getting free agents to go to Oakland. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so Oakland, Las Vegas. We're gonna get some guys who won't go to Sin City. So
I know one guy that would like to going out there, and that's Antonio Brown, who's with y'all. How you feel about
he who will not be named.
Oh, I didn't know. That's how it's like with y'all. I didn't know that.
No,
I didn't know.
You didn't watch that first game when we didn't have AB won it. You didn't hear what our crowd was chanting.
I guess not.
I'm allowed to cuss, right? Am I allowed to cuss on this thing?
Say what you gotta say.
Bro, listen, I wasn't there, but I had friends who was sending me videos as people were going into the stadium, chanting. Thousands of people, men, women, and children. Fuck AB. It was like, fuck AB. And then as they scored a touchdown, solidifying the game, you can hear the whole crowd. That's Raiders at its purest.
I did not know that. Well,
Nah.
They don't have much to cheer for, so they gotta chant something.
No, we hey, listen, man. We got coming through. Listen, I like John Gruden. I think he knows. Yeah. I think he knows football. You know, not from a glitz and glamour. Like, look, if we need a lineman, I'm gonna draft a lineman.
Right.
You know,
I love John so, and Henry Ruggs.
Josh, listen. I like Alabama. I love Alabama football. I love Alabama football. We shouldn't have got Henry Ruggs.
No.
Why?
Well, y'all got him first, right?
CD was right there. To be a beast.
Okay.
Yeah, they drafted him up.
I like Henry Ruggs. I'm not drafting him over CD.
I think they're
not drafting him over CD.
I think that's a Marvin Bagley Luka kind of thing where you drafted the fit more than the player. I think CD is one of those guys that just he'll fit wherever and you just make it happen. But Henry was more of what he wanted. I get
it. You know, and see, like I said, I love Alabama football. I watched almost every single game of Alabama football. Mm-hmm. I watched a couple of Oklahoma games. One of the games that I saw was Oklahoma versus Texas, and he single-handedly tore that defense up. Like there was times it was like he had 4 defenders. He still scored.
No, he had like 6 one time and scored. I remember that game. I remember that.
Bro.
Yeah, he's different. He's different.
I remember watching that game saying that is the best receiver going in this draft. He's the number 1 receiver going in the draft. Watching that game. So when I saw that he dropped, I was lost. I was like, yo, I'm on the phone with my homie. We about to get CD, bro. We about to get CD, bro. And then they're like, Henry, bro. I'm like, Henry.
Yeah.
He'll gonna be nice too.
He'll go to the Cowboys.
Exactly. That's the worst part about it. Yeah. That fit is just crazy. That's gonna be yeah.
It hurt the soul.
Yeah.
Hurt the soul.
Exactly. I'm with you.
So yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Henry is weak. I'm not saying Henry is weak. He's not weak. He's not weak. I mean, the man basically when he gets the football, it's a TD.
Yeah, he runs
but Derek Carr don't throw the long balls.
No, he don't.
So you need somebody who can just get the ball and just throw it to, and let the other guy just do everything. That's CD.
Mm-hmm.
Henry is a straight line fume. Like he's gone. If he's got the step on you, rap.
Get some slants or something.
He's gone. I think it's like guys have full on angles on CD Lamb, full on rap, and still didn't get it. Like so we still hopefully prove me wrong on that one, Mr. Gruden.
I hope so. And yeah, with the NBA stuff and all the stuff we talked about with high school, a whole lot to look out for right now. A whole lot of great stuff there. Raphael, really appreciate you for coming on and sharing your insight and all the stuff that's going on. Alec, you have anything else you want to add real quick?
We're good.
No, we are good. So yeah, another episode 1600 in the books. Really appreciate you, Raphael. Thank you, bro.
No problem, man. I'm telling you right now, I was looking it up as we was talking.
Oh gosh.
54-37. 54-30. NorCal state championships, SoCal state championships last 10 years.
Yep, that's my family, y'all. That's what I deal with on a daily basis.
Saying, man.
That's what I deal with on a daily basis.
Football, NorCal know what we doing, man.
Got you. All right, we're gonna bring you back on as the season goes. When the season comes back around, and we'll have another discussion and see how it goes. But again, thank you all the viewers that tuned in. Again, like, rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff for us. We'll see you again very soon, and we appreciate y'all. We up out of here, man. Peace.
All right, peace, y'all.